Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome to Leisure Gaming. I am Leisure, and today I am bringing you a deck profile that I've seen so much hate about. But before we jump into it, I just want to say that I believe there are other decks out there that deserve way more hate, should burn in hell, and should never be resurfaced ever again for this game. And with that said, let's get into this deck profile for Floowandereeze. To start off the deck profile, we're starting with 2 DD Crow. You can discard this card to the graveyard, then target one card in your opponent's graveyard and banish that target. This is a great way to get rid of Eldritch and any other troublesome monsters that keep coming back from the graveyard. Next are 3 Floowandereeze and Robina, and this card will then search your Egglin, your Barrier Statue, or your DD Crow depending on the situation that you need. If this card is normal summon, you can add one level 4 or lower winged beast monster from your deck to your hand. Then immediately after this card resolves, you can normal summon one winged beast monster. If a winged beast monster is normal summoned to your field while this card is banished, you can add this card to your hand. Next are 3 Floowandereeze and Egglin. If this card is normal summon, you can add one level 7 or higher winged beast monster from your deck to your hand. Then immediately after the effect resolves, you can normal summon one winged beast monster. If a winged beast monster is normal summoned to your side of the field while this card is banished, you can add this card to your hand. This card is going to be the one to search out your Empen, your Mist Valley, and is also going to search your Rise of the Monarch. Next up are 2 Floowandereeze and Stree. If this card is normal summon, you can target one card in either graveyard, banish it, then immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon one winged beast monster. If a winged beast monster is normal summoned to your side of the field while this card is banished, you can add this card to your hand. Running 1 Floowandereeze Toucan. If this card is normal summon, you can target one of your banished Floowandereeze cards, that's Magic, Trap, and Monster, add it to your hand. Then immediately after the effect resolves, you can normal summon one Winged Beast monster. If a Winged Beast monster is normal summoned to your field while this card is banished, you can add this card to your hand. Of course, we're running the 2 Maxis and 2 Ash Blossoms. Next, we're running 1 Barrier Statue of the Stormwinds. Neither player can special summon monsters except wind monsters. This does not affect you because everything you do is going to be a normal summon. You're not really special summoning from your extra deck, but this will lock out your opponent. Next, we're running 2 Dimension Shifters. You can definitely run this at 3 if you'd like. If you have no cards in your graveyard, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the grave until the end of the next turn. Any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. Usually if your opponent sees this, or if you get to go first and you play this, your opponent usually scoops because there's no way around it unless they are playing a deck that they don't care if cards are banished. Next, we're running 1 Mist Valley Apex Avian. Once per chain, when a card or effect is activated, you can target one Mist Valley card you control, return that target to the hand, and if you do, negate the activation, and if you do that, destroy it. Next is 1 Rise of the Mega Monarch. You can tribute summon this card by tributing one tribute summoned monster. If this card is tribute summoned, target one card on the field and one card in either graveyard. Also, if this card was tribute summoned by tributing a wind monster, you can target any additional card on the field. Place the first targets on the top of the deck in any order. Also, after that, return additional targets, if any, to the hand. Next is 1 Floowandereeze and Empen. If this card is tribute summon, you can add 1 Floowandereeze spell or trap from the deck to the hand. Then immediately after the effect resolves, you can normal summon one monster. While this tribute summoned card is in the monster zone, your opponent cannot activate the effects of special summoned monsters that they control in attack position. Once per battle, during damage calculations, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can banish one card from your hand. That opponent's monster's current attack and defense now are halved until the end of the turn. For the spells, we're running 1 Raigeki, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Monster Reborn, 2 Pots of Duality. Excavate the top 3 cards of your deck and add one of them to your hand. Also, after that, shuffle the rest into your deck. You can only activate 1 per turn, and you cannot special summon during the turn this card is activated. Once again, you're not special summoning with this deck. Everything is a normal summon, so this is not a hindrance. Next are 2 Pot of Extravagance. At the start of your main phase 1, banish 3 or 6 random face-down cards from your extra deck face down. Draw 1 card for every 3 cards banished. For the rest of the turn, after this card resolves, you cannot draw any cards by card effect. Running 1 Lightning Storm. Next are 3 Floowandereeze and the Magnificent Map. During your main phase, you can reveal 1 level 1 Floowandereeze monster in your hand and banish 1 Floowandereeze card, that's Magic, Trap, Monster, with a different name from your deck. Then immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon the revealed monster. If your opponent normal summons a monster immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon 1 Floowandereeze monster yourself. Next is 1 Floowandereeze and the Unexplored Winds. You can conduct tribute summons that require 2 tributes by sending 1 monster you control and 1 card your opponent controls to the graveyard instead of tributing. It is still treated as a tribute summon. During your main phase, you can reveal up to 2 winged beasts in your hand and place them at the bottom of your deck in any order, then draw the same number of cards. This is a great way to get rid of some of those boss monsters that are really hard to get rid of if you don't have anything else in your hand. Tribute them off, especially DPE, because then it's not destroyed. Next are 2 Book of Moons, 1 Call by the Grave. Next for the traps, we have 1 Harpy's Feather Storm. If you control a winged beast monster until the end of this turn, negate any monster effects your opponent activates. If you control a Harpy's monster, you can activate this card from your hand. If this card in its owner's spell or trap zone is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can add 1 Harpy's Feather Duster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. We're mainly using the effect of this card for the first part and the last part. Next are 2 Infinite Impermanents. Next is 1 Floowandereeze and the Dreaming Town. During your main phase, immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon 1 level 4 or lower winged beast monster. If you tribute summon a level 7 or higher monster while this card is in your graveyard, you can banish the card. Change all monsters your opponent controls face down defense position. Onto the extra deck, you can pretty much put anything that you would want in your extra deck because you're not going to be special summoning with this deck. You're pretty much using the extra deck as fodder for your Pot of Extravagance, but I've had to special summon at least once so far, and this lineup worked out pretty well for me, where I was running 3 Lyrilless Assembled Nightingale, 1 Lyrilless Ensemble Robin, 1 Lyrilless Promenade Thrush, 1 Downward Magician, 1 Zeus, 1 Link Karib, 1 Relinquished Anima, 1 Christron Halka-Fibrax, which is going to the Shadow Realm at the end of the month, 1 IP Masquerine, 1 Tri-Brigade Farragut, 1 Celine Queen of the Master Magician, 1 Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess, and 1 Access Code Talker. Like I said, the extra deck doesn't really matter. Just go ahead and put whatever you want in there as fodder for your Pot of Extravagance. So guys, there's the deck profile for Floowandereeze. I know that this deck is hated, but I still believe there are other decks out there that should deserve a lot more hate. So if you believe that there are other decks that are more hated than this, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.